Hawkins, so y'all always talk about shared culture, shared culture. Y'all don't share culture, you steal culture, okay? And a few years ago, I ran across a video on YouTube that actually showed me the possible origin of y'all stealing hip-hop. And I found it very interesting, the way he described hip-hop and the experience of the moment he's founded hip-hop. Okay? First, who is this? Okay. It's this one, Malcom McLaren. He's from a punk rock band from England, whatever. He's the Sex Pistols. Okay. We're a real weirdo. Okay. He ain't right in the head. We can tell. Okay. All right. Now this is an album, but that doesn't appear really on. That's not on the album, but he would wear these t-shirts. Now he's saying it was, against the establishment, all that kind of shit. But come on now, okay. He wore t-shirts featuring, but that's not what this is about. So this is a small clip of the original. Like the original was almost an hour long, and it was just him explaining how he got his start in being a cracker-ass, low-life honky with no talent who used black people in the Bronx to do something new. Because he didn't have any talent. They weren't creators over there. They were stealing. So he went to Bronx where he heard it. Here, I'll play some shit for you. Hold on.
And a friend of mine introduced me to a guy who I met on the street somewhere down Fifth Avenue. He told me about an incredible scene that was happening. Not in Manhattan, but out in a suburb known as the South Bronx. And he said if I'd like, I could come down on a Saturday night where they were holding a big party and I would see something that couldn't possibly have ever existed in England.
You see there? Talent could not exist in England. Creativity did not exist in England. Y'all hunkers didn't have shit. Okay? But listen to this next part.
The party, unbeknown to me, I thought it was going to be inside a house, was actually out in the open, in a wasteland, surrounded by these huge fired-out condominiums.
Wasteland. That's what they called Turtle Island before they came and colonized it. They called it a wasteland. And the honkins that they sent over here were the waste. Okay.
It was about 1,000 kids. I couldn't believe it. I was very, very worried, being the only white guy there, and the cab driver gave me the signature that I should put my dollars in my socks. Nevertheless, I escorted myself across the road with this guy and made my way through the crowd, pushing and shoving, till I got to the...
Did y'all catch that contradiction? He was scared, but he was not scared enough to push and fight his way up to the front. If he was really scared, he was, very brave to go in there and fight his way through the crowd to get to the front, to get to the top.
That guy, who later became known to me as a guy called Africa Bambata. And what I witnessed was a various group of different young kids who were popping in and out amongst the decks, messing about with records. Now, as far as I could see, it was extraordinary because the sound coming out was totally inarticulate. It was a load of rough noises that sounded a little like a guitar, but had a sort of like a concrete chisel sound, right? And the sound, I realised, was actually coming from the way they were messing around with their hands on the decks, moving records backwards and forwards. But they weren't just doing it with one record, they were doing it with two, and they were mixing across one to the other. In fact, it was making music out of other people's music.
You see, honkers, y'all are not natural. Y'all do not have a natural flow. It's not rhythmic, And so when you guys articulate rhythm and melody and all these things that are created, you guys have a problem. Then you don't understand it. Demons don't understand the voices of angels or God. But this is actually similar to how the colonizers described African people when they first laid eyes on them, when they first came in contact with them, when they first infected them.
Would move to the sides, and a group of kids would start freaking out in the middle of doing all these incredible gymnastic dancing.
Freaking out is is how they described breakdancing, hip hop dancing, freaking out. Okay.
I think hip-hop is being in control of your body. I think hip-hop is being in control of your body.
And you see there? Y'all can't control yourselves. You have no control over your body. All right, he said it. That's what he said. I didn't say it. You heard it. So, Huckers, I just hope you can see how you guys steal shit. You know, you give an appearance. I mean, it was so fucking disrespectful. It really was. He went on to make a song called Double Dutch. Not Double Dutch Bus. That wasn't his. He was some bullshit. But I will say this: when I grew up in the honky schools, this music came out before me. I joined a jump roping team, the honky jump roping team, and the difference. Black girls were better, but I think now that I'm looking at it, I think that was stolen from black girls, because at that time they were moving faster, better, more efficient and everything, and we were just still doing, I digress. That was kind of off the subject, but anyway. I hope y'all enjoyed your hunk of history of stealing shit from black people. Okay, that's the origin. That's the way it looks. Y'all went in there scared and then fought to get to the top. Hunk of shit. Hunk of shit. And it's the British honkies. The OG honkies. Stealing shit. Because they couldn't create their own. As we see today, y'all start small. And then y'all get bigger and bigger. And then it's all fucked up. It's all diseased. It's all infected with the hunk of shit. Now, you're welcome, honkies.